Hello everybody, Untitled back again with another video. Oh boy, the Roland Garros 2022 is just around the corner. It is just 2-3 days around the corner, guys. The second Grand Slam tournament of the 2022 season is just around the corner, and we tennis lovers just can't wait for the second Grand Slam tournament to start. We have had the draw, guys. We have had the draw. The draw was just released and I have just watched it briefly because I'm at work. I've watched it and we all, at least my eyes, and I'm certain that your eyes as well, was on Alcaraz and Nadal, where they will land. Would they land on Novak's side or would they land on Medvedev's side? Because we knew that Djokovic will be in the top section of the draw because he's the number one seed, and we knew that Medvedev will be on the bottom section of the draw because he's the second seed, and we knew also that Zverev and Tsitsipas will be on the upper side of the draw as well because Zverev is obviously the third seed and Tsitsipas is the fourth seed. The $1 million question here was, my tennis friends all around the world, where will Nadal and where will Alcaraz land, on the top section of the draw or on the bottom section of the draw? We know the answer now. We don't need to wonder anymore. We don't need to be curious anymore. We know it, guys. Nadal landed on the Djokovic quarter. He landed on the top section of the draw. Nadal and Djokovic are in the collision course to face each other in the quarterfinal, exactly like they did 7 years ago in 2015 French Open, where Djokovic defeated Nadal in straight sets, won the third 6-1, if I remember correctly. And if this was not enough, Alcaraz is also on the top section of the draw. The top section of the draw is stacked, my tennis friends all around the world. It is completely stacked. We have Djokovic there, obviously, because he's the number one seed. We have Nadal there, who is the fifth seed. We have Calitos Alcaraz, who is the sixth seed. He's also there. And we have also Alexander Sasha Zverev, who is the third seed. All these four players, they are in the top section of the draw. The three biggest favorites, and of course that is not Alexander Sasha Zverev, but he's not one of them. It is of course Djokovic, Nadal, and Carlos Alcaraz. These three are the top three favorites to win French Open, at least in my book. All of these three, they are on the top section of the draw. My tennis fans are all around the world. Man, those who are in the bottom section of the draw, they will be happy. Players like Tsitsipas, players like Rublev, players like Sinner, players like Medvedev, even though Medvedev will never win this tournament, we all know that, so he will not be that happy. He doesn't care much where Nadal or Alcaraz will land because he will have troubles winning his first couple of matches, the first, second, and third round. So he was not thinking about Nadal and Alcaraz. But Tsitsipas, I can guarantee you that, guys, that he was thinking where Alcaraz and where Nadal will land, on his side or on Novak's side, and he landed on Novak's side, and they both landed on Novak's side. This is a nightmare of a draw for Nadal and Djokovic. Just imagine being the number one seed, being the world number one like Novak Djokovic is. He's having a brutal of a draw, facing Nadal, potentially quarterfinal, facing Carlos Alcaraz, potential semifinal, and Nadal, his draw, man, that is a nightmare of a draw. Just look at his draw. He will potentially face Felix Aliassime in the fourth round, a good informed player who has 2 consecutive quarterfinal appearances in Madrid and Rome. He can potentially face FAA in the fourth round, and then Nadal can potentially face Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinal, and then Calitos Alcaraz in the semifinal. Nadal will not sleep great when he will go to the bed tonight, that's for sure. But of course, Rafa Nadal, he will fight the fighter that he is, the 13 times French Open champion that he is. He will keep on dreaming, like he said before the event. I will keep on dreaming, and I think that dream is possible, but it will be murderous hard. If this is a Mount Everest mounting to climb for Rafael Nadal, if this Mount Everest mounting to climb was really high and huge and big before this draw was released, it is even higher and even bigger when he saw the draw. And not to forget that he has injury concerns. Man, what a draw. Man, what a draw. We just witnessed it. I will do a top favorite 8 list. This will not be easier to do, but I will try to do. And this top 8 favorite list will be the bandit of how the draw has been released, guys. Because this draw has made my top favorite 8 list more how to decide and where to put the names, and some name will be really high just because of the draw, and some name will be a little lower just because of the draw. This draw has been a decisive factor, to say the least. And let's get into this top 8 favorite list without any further ado. On number 8 place, I have Mimor Kishmanovic. He's on the Medvedev quarterfinal section, and I don't think Medvedev will defend his quarterfinal spot from last year, because we know that Medvedev played the quarterfinal match last year in French Open, where he lost against Stefano Tsitsipas in straight sets. I don't think Medvedev will defend that quarterfinal spot in this year. I really don't think so. He just made comeback after being away from of injury for several weeks, and he lost his first match in Geneva against Ricard Gasquet. No shame of losing against Ricard Gasquet, but let's face it, Ricard Gasquet, he is in his end of his career, and Ricard Gasquet took out Medvedev in Geneva in straight sets. No big problem whatsoever for Richard Gasquet there. And Medvedev, so he's coming into this French Open without any kind of a preparation. So I'm not having any big expectation from Medvedev. If Medvedev goes to that quarterfinal, I will be surprised. I will be honest with you guys. I will be surprised. So I don't have Medvedev in that quarterfinal section where Mimor Kashmanovic is to go that deep. So I think Mimor Kashmanovic, or maybe Cilic, who is also there. Cilic can also make a quarterfinal appearance in that quarterfinal section. And maybe even PCB, Pablo Carreno Busta. Pablo Carreno Busta has not had a murderous good year, but he has had some deep runs here and there, but not crazy. He has not done crazy big things. So I think that one of these three, Cilic, Kashmanovic, or PCB, will take that quarterfinal spot. I don't think that Medvedev will do it, but I have Kashmanovic on my 8th place. I believe in him little more than PCB and Cilic. On my 7th place, I have Casper Root. Casper Root, he's a clay court specialist. He has won 7 titles in his career. 6 of them has come on clay. He has never played a quarterfinal match in a Grand Slam in his career so far. But I think that this is his time of his life. This is his huge opportunity. He has Tsonga in his first round. Tsonga, who is he's playing his last ever tournament in his career. After this appearance, so Tsonga will retire. I think that Root will take Tsonga to retirement. I think that Tsonga's last match will be against Casper Root. I don't think Tsonga will take out Casper Root in that first round match. So Root has Tsonga in his first round, and then I don't see anyone else in Root's first 4 matches taking him out. So I think Root really can win his first 4 matches in this year's French Open 2022. So I have Root on my 7th place. He did a deep run in Madrid after having a bad start of the clay court season with early exits both in Monte Carlo and Madrid. I'm sorry if I said Madrid, I don't mean Madrid. He did a good run, a deep run in Rome. I mean, not Madrid. I'm sorry, guys. So Root had early exits both in Monte Carlo and in Madrid, but made a deep run in Rome with a semi-final appearance where he lost against the champion Novak Djokovic, who we all know won the tournament Rome last week. So I think Root will make a quarterfinal appearance. So I have a Root on my 7th place. On my 6th place, I have Alexander Sasha Zverev. Yeah, I have Zverev on the 6th place. I believe Zverev, who is a former quarterfinal, he has several quarterfinal appearances in French Open and one semifinal appearance in the past. That semifinal appearance was last year, where he lost a tight battle, 5-set epic battle against Stefan Tsitsipas. So I think he can make it to a new quarterfinal here at French Open. His draw doesn't look murderous hard. He has a qualifier's first appearance. He has a qualifier in his first match. Then he has Lajovic, a potential second round. Lajovic, who has not been murderous good the last 10 to 12 months. He has been losing pretty early in many tournaments, Dusan Lajovic. But Lajovic is a trick opponent. He can play good clay court tennis. So Lajovic can give Zverev some challenges, but I don't think Lajovic takes out Zverev. So Lajovic is Zverev's potential second round opponent. Third round opponent can Davidovich Fokina. Davidovich Fokina, who played Monte Carlo final earlier this year, his first ever Master 1000 final. So Fokina can also be a dangerous opponent for Zverev, but I don't think Fokina will take out Zverev. And a potential 4th round match Isner can be for Zverev if Isner makes it that far, which I doubt that Isner will do. I don't think Isner will win 3 matches and face Zverev in that 4th round match. But you never know. Isner with that huge serve and huge forehand. So, but I'm not counting that Isner will take himself that far and win 3 matches in French Open. But you never know. But anyway, Isner is a potential 4th round opponent for Zverev. So Zverev's first 4 opponents is not 4 players that I believe will take out Zverev. So I think Zverev will make it to that quarterfinal match and win 4 matches. Alright, Zverev is my 6th place. On my 5th place, here things becomes interesting. I have never had this player this low on my in a top 8 favorite list. Not ever in French Open, but actually never in other Grand Slam events either. But like I said in the video, the draw is very dependable here, where players will land in which place. So on my 5th place, I have, believe it or not, guys, the 13 times French Open champion Rafael Nadal. Yeah, you heard me right. He has a murderous draw, like I said in the beginning of the video. He's coming off an injury. He has foot injury, guys. He's not injured, but he said it himself after he lost against Denis Shapovalov in Rome. He said that I'm living with an injury every single day. I cannot practice how I wish to practice. So Rafa Nadal cannot practice. He cannot hit the ball. He cannot train the tennis like he wants and like he wishes. So he's coming into this French Open tournament with only 5 matches played. 3 of them he has won and 2 of them he has lost. And he is coming into this French Open without winning 1 single clay court event. And this has ever happened once before, and that was 2 years ago in 2020 season, when he played only 1 event prior to French Open, and that was the Rome event in 2020 season, and he played only 3 matches in the 2020 season before he played the French Open. 2 of them he won and 1 he lost against Diego Schwartzman 2 years ago. So this is not as bad as 2 years ago, and we know that 2 years ago he won the French Open and he won it without dropping 1 single set 2 years ago. But now this time around it is a little different in my opinion. He is coming without not so much preparation, with only 2 clay court events played. He played Madrid and he played Rome, and has won only 3 matches and lost 2. But the difference is now from 2 years ago is that he's having foot concerns, guys. Yeah, some of you are not taking his foot problem seriously. I am doing that. He can play tennis. he is not injured all the time. He will play. He will start the event. He will play his first round, but his foot problem can start every single moment. Yeah, he will have a lot of painkillers. He will have his doctors there 24/7, but he will be. It will be a lot to ask from Rafa Nadal. He needs to win his matches fast, and he needs to win his matches in straight sets. Yeah, I know he's won French Open 4 times without dropping one single set. 2008, 2010, 2017, and 2020. So 4 times he has won French Open without dropping one single set. But it is not the same kind of way nowadays. He will be 36 old. He will be 36 years old in a couple of weeks. He's coming with foot concerns. He has a brutal draw already in the 4th round against a good informed Felix Yalassime, whom he has never played before. And then Djokovic will most likely wait in the quarterfinal. And then Carlos Alcaraz in the semifinal. And the foot injuries and not great preparation prior to French Open. If Rafa Nadal wins French Open for the 14th time, it will be his biggest achievement in his career. Enough said. Rafa Nadal is on the 5th place. But if Rafa wins the French Open for the 14th time, I will not be shocked. I will not be surprised. For God's sake, we are talking about the greatest clay court player of all time. But I am not picking him to win the tournament. He's my 5th place. On my 4th place, I have Yannick Sinner. And some of you say, how can you have Yannick Sinner ahead of Rafa Nadal? Only because of the draw. Yannick Sinner has a great draw. He's not on the top section of the draw. He's on the bottom section of the draw, where Medvedev is. Medvedev is a weak clay court player, especially this time around. Has a great draw, Yannick Sinner. Nadal, I forgot to mention Nadal's path. He has Thompson in the 1st round. He has potential Stan Wawrinka, the 3 times Grand Slam champion. If Stan wins his 1st round, which you never know with Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka is not in his peak of his career, to say the least. But at least he looked solid in Rome. He won 2 matches before losing to Novak Djokovic in straight sets. So maybe Stan can face Rafa Nadal in the 2nd round. We know that Rafa will be there. Let's see if Stan will be there. Then 3rd round, Fognini. Fognini is not an easy dude either. Fognini is a former Master 1000 champion. He has won Master 1000 title in his career. He has won Monte Carlo in the past. Fognini. No, not Monte Carlo. Fognini, I believe, he has won Rome. Anyway, Fognini is a former Master 1000 champion. He has won Monte Carlo or Rome. I can't remember exactly which of them now. But I think Monte Carlo, if I'm not mistaken. I think Fognini has won Monte Carlo in the past. So Fognini, potential 3rd round opponent for Nadal. That is not easy. And then FVA in 4th, and quarterfinal Djokovic and Alcaraz in the semi-final. So Rafa's path is really difficult. Yannick Sinner, my 4th favorite. He has a great draw. He's in the bottom section of the draw. He has to qualify in the 1st round, Otte in the 2nd round, Bashashvili potential in the 3rd round, and then he can face Rublev in the potential 4th round clash. He leads Rublev 2-1 in the head-to-head. So I fancy Sinner. Sinner, he's a former quarterfinal. He has played the quarterfinal match before in French Open. So he's a former quarterfinal appearance in French Open. So he can definitely make it to a quarterfinal here, and I think he will do it. I think he will beat his opponents, his first 4 opponents. His biggest challenge before the quarterfinal match will be obviously Rublev in the 4th round. But I favor Sinner over Rublev in that potential 4th round a clash between those two. So Sinner is my 4th favorite in this 2022 French Open preview. On my third favorite is Calitos Alcaraz. Calitos Alcaraz is coming into this French Open as one of the big favorites together with Djokovic and Nadal. He has a good draw before. His draw is much better than Nadal's and Djokovic, because Nadal and Djokovic most likely they will face each other in quarterfinals. So Carlos Alcaraz doesn't need to beat both of them ahead towards to lift the title, like he needed to do in Madrid, where he needed to beat both Nadal and Djokovic in his way to lift that Madrid trophy. That is not the case for Calitos Alcaraz in this French Open edition 2022. He needs to only defeat one of them. Most likely, I don't think that Carlos Alcaraz will avoid both of them. I don't think that both Nadal and Djokovic will lose before that semi-final. I really don't think so. So, Carlos Alcaraz has a good draw. He has to qualify in the first round. Then he potentially Kokkinakis in the second round. If Kokkinakis wins his first round of match, Kokkinakis is not great on clay, but he has a big serve, big forehand. Hits the ball big, so he's always dangerous. Then the third round, maybe Korda, if Korda wins his two matches. And Korda, we know, Korda took out Alcaraz in Monte Carlo. I don't think that Korda will do it here in French Open, to be quite honest, if they face each other in the third round. So I fancy Alcaraz in that third round clash against Korda. And then the fourth round, Alcaraz can face... I don't remember who we will face in the fourth round now, but nobody of Alcaraz's first four opponents will take him out. I really don't think so. I really favor Carlos Alcaraz in his first four matches really big. His first huge test will be Zverev in the quarterfinal, even though he destroyed Zverev in that Madrid final, but Zverev was out exhausted after playing very late matches in his quarterfinals and semi-final matches, so his tank was really empty in that final. So if Carlos faces Zverev in that quarterfinal, which I believe they will face each other, I think that Zverev will be a much bigger challenge in that quarterfinal than we saw in that Madrid final, to say the least. So Alcaraz is my third favorite in this top 8 favorite list. Now we are in this final spot, because guys, you who follow my channel, you know that from 8th place to the 5th place are the quarterfinal candidates, and the fifth and the highest quarterfinal candidates is the player I have in the 5th place, which is Nadal in this case. And then the 4th and 3rd are the semi-final candidates, and the 2nd and 1st are my final candidates. On my 2nd place on this top 8 favorite list is Stefan Tsitsipas. I have Stefan Tsitsipas this high only because of the draw. He has a great draw. He has the best draw of all these 8 players I've mentioned in this list, guys. He's on the bottom section of the draw with Medvedev. He will not face Medvedev in the semi-final. We all know that. Medvedev will never go to that semi-final. I don't think so. He has Musetti on the first round, a shot maker who can make Tsitsipas' life difficult, but I don't think Musetti will take out Tsitsipas. In the second round, he has a qualifier or Poli. Where has Poli been the last couple of years? The former semi-finalist from Australian Open 2019. He has been he has been in a long 3 years vacation, Poli. So Poli will not be dangerous for Tsitsipas if Poli wins his first match, which I doubt it that they will do. And then third round, then potentially Tsitsipas can face Shapovalov in a potential 4th round match. Shapovalov, who is a hit or miss player, who can make 70, 80 unforced errors, who is a Santa Claus a lot of times in his career, and who has so far in his career only won one 250 class tournament. If Shapovalov wins 3 matches and faces Stefan Tsitsipas in that 4th round match, I don't think Shapovalov takes out Tsitsipas in that 4th round clash. But you never know. Shapovalov, he's a shot maker. He is dangerous. But I fancy Tsitsipas over Shapovalov in that potential 4th round match. So there you have Stefan Tsitsipas' path to a potential quarterfinal match. And then who do I have on my number 1 spot? I have Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, the world number 1. Novak Djokovic, who was deported from Australian Open earlier this year because of his vaccine status. He has unfinished business here at French Open. He knows that French Open is a must-win tournament for him, considering that he is refusing to take his vaccine. We don't know if he will be allowed to play at US Open. Most likely no. And we don't know if he will be allowed to play at Australian Open next year. Most likely no. So this French Open and Wimbledon is a must-win tournaments for Novak Djokovic, for him to try to win that GOAT race between Nadal and Federer. Federer is out of the question. He will never win that GOAT race. We know that. Nadal has 21 Grand Slams and Djokovic and Federer are at 20 each. But Djokovic will do everything in his power to be ahead of that Grand Slam race, ahead of Rafa Nadal. Nadal who leads that race with 21 at the current moment. So Djokovic, even though that clay is not his best surface, we all know that it is hard courts and grass is Novak's best surface, but clay, he can play clay court tennis as well. He has won French Open 2 times. He just won Rome, who looked really good, solid and sharp there. Won 5 matches in straight sets. He will be hungry as a lion in this French Open. And he will try to win French Open. He's the defending champion. He looked solid in Rome. He has a murderous draw. I know that, guys. It will not be easy. His first round, Nishioka, will never be a problem. Korea or Cuevas in the second round. Then Broxby, potential third round opponent. He will not be a problem either if Broxby will be there, if Broxby wins his first 2 rounds. And then in the potential 4th round match, it can be Diego Schwartzman or Grigor Dimitrov for Novak Djokovic. I don't see any of these 4 opponents taking out Novak Djokovic. So I think Novak Djokovic will win his first 4 round matches pretty comfortably. That's what I believe anyway. And then what will the quarterfinal matches be? It will be between Novak Djokovic and Rafa Nadal, a blockbuster match, a 10th meeting in French Open, 7-2 between those two in the head-to-head for Rafa Nadal. But I believe that Novak Djokovic has much higher chances of defeating Nadal before the final, like semifinals and quarterfinals, than what he would have had in a final. Because Djokovic has faced Rafa Nadal in 3 French Open finals. He has never defeated him. He has not even taken him to 5 sets. So now Rafa Nadal in French Open finals is just almost invincible. He's almost unplayable. He has played 13 French Open finals, Rafa Nadal. He has not lost any single of those 13 French Open finals. He has not even been taken to a 5th set in French Open finals. So Djokovic facing Rafa Nadal in quarterfinal, it will be easier for the Serbian to defeat Nadal than what the case would have been defeating him in a final. Like he did last year when he took out Rafa Nadal in 4 sets, and like he did 7 years ago when he took out Rafa Nadal in straight sets in the 2015 French Open edition in that quarterfinal. So I think that Djokovic will do the same in this year's 2022 French Open edition and take out Rafa Nadal in that quarterfinal. And then the other quarterfinal will be between Alcaraz and Zverev. I think Alcaraz will take out Zverev in the quarterfinal. And the third quarterfinal will be between Ruud and Tsitsipas. I think Tsitsipas will take out Ruud, even though that Ruud actually has defeated Tsitsipas before. The head-to-head is, I think, 1-1 between those two. But I think that Tsitsipas will be too sharp, too consistent, too solid for Ruud to handle. So I think Tsitsipas will take out Ruud in that quarterfinal. And then the 4th quarterfinal will be between Yannick Sinner and Mimor Kecmanovic, or maybe Cilic, or maybe PCB. I'm really uncertain who will take that quarterfinal spot on my number 8 spot on the Medvedev quarterfinal section. I don't think that Medvedev will do that anyway, but I think that Sinner will take that quarterfinal spot and face Kecmanovic, Cilic, or PCB. In any case, I think that Sinner will win his quarterfinal match. And then the semifinal spots will be between Djokovic and Alcaraz. I know that Alcaraz took out Djokovic in that Madrid semifinal, but it was a very close match. Very, very close match. Alcaraz won the 3rd set tiebreak 7-5. In a 5-set match, I think it will be a different story. I think that Djokovic will be harder to defeat. So I have Djokovic defeating Alcaraz in that semifinal. And then the other semifinal will be between Sinner and Tsitsipas. I think that Sinner will play his first ever semifinal in his career. But I think that Tsitsipas will defeat Sinner in that semifinal. And then the French Open final will be a rematch of the last year's French Open final we saw 12 months ago between Djokovic and Tsitsipas. I think we will see a rematch of the 2021 French Open final this time around as well. We saw a big epic battle where Djokovic won last year in 5 sets, and I think that Djokovic will defeat Tsitsipas once again in the French Open final, this time around 2022 season. So, and I think that Djokovic will win his 21th Grand Slam title. That is my preview of the French Open tournament 2022. Some dark horses: Stan Wawrinka, Dominic Thiem, Marin Cilic, PCB, and why not Rublev. There you have 5 dark horses. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.